Hey gang, Scott here again with an Aperture tip for you. So I want to talk about converting keywords into custom metadata fields and why you would want to do this. A couple weeks ago, Walter Rowe posted a really nice article over on ApertureExpert. We talked about managing online portfolios and some techniques about how to deal with that. But one of the things that he does is he uses these custom metadata fields like this, and you see them show up here later on, to track where he's put things. This translated well to me because I do the same thing for plugins. And as I start to make more online portfolios, this looked interesting. And I'd asked Walter about it because I'd been using keywords. Saying, well, what was the advantage? And if you have a custom metadata field, when you export the image, this information is not part of the metadata. You're not exporting keywords that say, 500px or Squarespace or I shared this to Google Plus or things like that, which don't help your image, don't help others, doing searches for your image to find it. All right, so I've got a library here, and let me show you some of the keywords we're going to convert into custom metadata. So I have a plugin section of my keywords hierarchy, and I use this to track what plugins I apply or use when I'm processing certain images. It's a piece of information I'd like to know, so if I have to upgrade, I'll get the packages that I use most often first. So instead of having a plugin section of the keywords, like I said, I like this image here that I have selected, I used effects and layers on it. When I export that, that's going to show up. And that's kind of bad. What I really want someone to be searching for when they find this image is, the beach and the fisherman and the lifeguard and so on down the line. So, first thing we need to do is create a new metadata field. And we can do that right here from the Info tab, Gear menu, and we have Manage Custom Fields. I'm going to add one. I'm going to call it Plugins. And there we go. So, now I have plugins. And the other thing I'd like to do is I'm going to go to the General tab, Edit. I want to change my general view, scroll down to the bottom, and make sure that field shows up so I can see it. And I can even rearrange the order of them if I really want to. That's one of the nice little extra tidbits here. To convert the keywords to the plugins, you could go through one by one and find all your photos, or we can use the photos segment of the library viewer and do a batch change. And that's really the best way to do it when you're starting off. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so here we are over in the library view, and you click Photos, and then go to the Filter HUD. I'll remove that one just in case I had any lingering old keywords there. I'm going to grab a new keyword rule, highlight it, and I want to find everything with, let's say, perfect effects. Okay, here we go. I've got a bunch of images. That's all I need. Command A to select them all, and then we'll go to Metadata, Batch Change. Here we can edit the presets that we have for metadata. I'm going to create a new one, and I'm going to call it Plugin Perfect Effects. Why am I creating it specifically for perfect effects? Well, in the future, when I come along and want to apply this to several images, I don't have to type it in every time. I can just quickly apply the preset. I'll actually show you that in a moment here. Perfect effects, there we go. Say OK. I want to make sure I append because I may have other things in there already. And just click OK. Boom, that's it, right? So if I grab, let's highlight this one here, over to the Info tab, we'll see down here in Plugins I have perfect effects. Last thing to do is get rid of the keyword. I don't need it anymore. I have that information here. So back up to the Keywords HUD. Let me unlock that. Perfect effects. It's going to tell me I'm being using by 29 versions. It's the same 29 that I just updated. Bye-bye. Gone. One less keyword to track, and more importantly, something that's not going to show up in my exported images. That's basically it. So this can get repeated over and over again. I did say I would show you how to apply the preset. So let me go back over into my library. Let me go find this thing here, Swamis. That'll be fine. Let's say assume that for the moment I was going to process this and I'd done some work in this one in Perfect Effects. I can either start typing it in, and it's going to pre-fill it because I had that before. But if I had several of them, like, I don't know, these guys, I now have a metadata, and I can append, and it's right there. You know, boom, it's going to hit all 4 of them. So any one I look at, if you pay attention down here, it's going to have that same preset applied. So there you go. It's really simple to convert some keywords into custom metadata. And again, the advantage is you don't export it. Credit to Walter Rowe for raising this one up and making it available for everyone. It's a really nice tip of his. And I hope you found this useful. So thanks again, and we'll see you next time.